Well, hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I've come up to Loch Maree, Torridon, Shieldig area for the weekend with the Stirling District Camera Club. And there's John there on a wee trek. So we're trying to get to find that wee tree. We've just walking around the shoreline here at Loch Maree and we spotted that tree. So we're trying to see if we can get a nice composition, because if you look through, we've got a beautiful snow-capped mountain, Shieldig, in the background. So join us and let's see where this journey takes us this week. Right, so I've come further down, and as I walk across, there's some canoeists sailing past. That's a nice picture actually. The tranquility with the canoes. What a beautiful backdrop. And then we've got John getting set up there. What we're trying to do is get a composition with this tree. And then we've got a couple of photographers over here in the corner. There's Willie. I think Gary's over beside him as well. Right, let's get set up, see if we can find a composition with this tree. Right, so me and John have reached the base. John's getting set up there. What we're trying to do, if I lower the camera, is get this wee tree that's on the edge of the rock here and get Shieldig the mountain as well. But I thought we had this composition here where I've got this tree on the right hand side, I've got the wee tree underneath. If I get low enough, then I can get the separation to include the mountain underneath this tree, and then have that tree, the wee tree, arching over the edge of the mountain. I don't know if that's actually going to work. So what we do have is a ledge beside John over there on the right. So if I go down there, that'll allow me to shoot up the way and try and get that little tree that's just kicking off the edge of the rock here. So if any of these images work, I'll share them with you now. So I've moved down to the water because we're sure that's Mark over there with the red coat next to the tree, and I'm just trying to make sure I can get a shot. He keeps moving. I've got Gary beside me here, so Gary's way in the water as well. But what I'll do is I'll keep trying to take some shots and see if I can get Mark in a good position in the hope that my composition works and he stands out. And then what I'm going to do next is just work my way around, because there's some really nice trees around the beach there, and see if we can work our way around. But if any of these images work that I take here, I'll share them with you now. Watching Gary take a wide shot of this tree with Shieldig in the background. Allegedly this is supposed to be a honeypot tree, but neither John nor I have had a shot of this tree. So once Gary gets out the way, we'll have a shot and we'll share the image. We've ventured over to this wee tree at the edge of the inlet, or the outlet, and Gary, Kenny getting set up to take a picture of the tree. We'll get a wee shot in a minute, but the composition that Kenny is going for is getting separation underneath the tree so that he can use the tree to arch over Sleoch. So the other thing is, we haven't got any coats, the sun's away, and we're starting to get a bit of bite in the weather. So what I'll do is I'll take some of these images and I'll share these images with you. Morning, and it's a very early morning. We got up at 5 o'clock this morning, so we're just coming to see if we can get a sunrise at Loch Clair here in Torridon. However, I think a wee bit cloudy, as you can see. Willie, John and Kenny and Mark are away ahead there. So what we're trying to do is, the loch's really dark and there's a lot of reeds sticking out. So our plan, or hopefully we can get a sunrise if we can, and it might light up some of these reeds with the still loch, because it's absolutely beautiful. And if you look at the snow in the mountains behind me, it's an absolutely stunning area. Right, we'll keep walking and we'll catch up when we get to the edge of the loch. Oh, there's the rain starting. You can see the rain in the water there. Just get a wee bit closer. Well, we weren't expecting this. So we're at the edge of Loch Clair. Kenny's got himself all set up. Willie and John are up on the hill. We've still got plenty of rain. Mark is away around the corner. And we've got a wee composition here, so what we're trying to do is capture the reflections in the water. So we've got Lasgair in front of us, and the rain is not what we expected this morning, to be honest. However, it's not too heavy, but it's just beautiful, it's quiet, and it's really, really peaceful. So what we'll do is, we're waiting on the sun coming up. We're here well before sunrise. And when these images are finished, I'll share these images with you. Right, we're not very lucky. I put my camera in the water because what I'm going to try and do is use those rocks as kind of foreground interest. But as you can see, there's a lot of rain. So I've put the covers on the camera. The guys are standing way up there. But we're getting a wee bit pinkiness in the clouds. No one really expected us to have rain, to be fair. So this is new. But we'll persevere. I don't think we're going to get a still-like reflection in the water because of the rain, but we can slow that down. Yeah, we'll keep persevering. There's some pinkiness coming up here in the sky now. So I'll go back there, I'll take some photos, and let's see what we can create. Arrived in Shieldig, and we're going to go on a 2-hour hike up on around the mountain.
You could look enthusiastic.
I'm not very enthusiastic about a tour hike.
A lot of walking involved.
There is. Too much walking.
Run you see the bike sometimes, they're cycling for miles in the distance. They must have been a lower.
Oh. We've climbed a monster hill and now we're on the descent. Poor Gary's struggling. Oh, it's been torture for him. Mark's just bouncing along there, fit as a fiddle.
I don't understand, why do they put them in a bag? As if you leave the bag.
And there's the famous Shieldig white cottage with the red roof over there. So we think the left-hand route means it's a hilly walk, and the right-hand route is a wee lesser gradient walk. We hope. What a beautiful view. Here comes our local hero. So we're going to cut off at that wee path over there on the right, and Kenny shared there's a wee bay there. If you look over into Loch Shieldig here, that's the salmon farms, and there's a wee white cottage with a red roof on the other side. It's actually pretty cool. Been on the other side. I've only ever been on that side, and didn't even know this walk existed. So we'll keep going. Well, as you can see, we're in a pretty remote part of Shieldig here, and there's not really a good access road to this wee white cottage, so it'll be interesting to see if there's a kind of wee harbour, a wee pier, and see if it's accessible by boat. If no, it's a heck of a walk. What a beautiful setting though. A wee lonely cottage right on the banks of Loch Torridon. It must be flowing into Loch Shieldig, which is round the corner here. But yeah, doesn't appear to be any pier, so it's obviously you must try and get a vehicle to the end of that road as much as possible, and then you'll be walking to here. It's absolutely on its own. I'm just going to walk down and see if there's anything at the water, just in case, because aye, pretty. Yep, and there's no pier, so you probably could get access by a boat, but it wouldn't be easy. But yeah, pretty wee cottage nonetheless. There's the guys coming down. Alright, so I've taken a couple of record shots of the area, the view, the cottage, over the bay, and I'll share these images with you. It's absolutely beautiful. It's just a shame it's a flat light. At the same time, we'll make the most of it. So I'll share these images with you now. Right, so I've climbed to the top of this wee hill, and there's a derelict kind of shed there that's got a whole bunch of metal and rubbish and stuff inside it. I'm above Willie and John, who are taking shots of the bay. morning. We've come to a new location. Willie and I are walking over. There's a wee loch round the corner here and it's got a waterfall in the distance. But there's a mountaineer's bothy and it's called Lochan Astair. So we're just going to take a wee walk. There seems to be a mountain trail over this bridge on the right hand side. There's a wee footbridge there. So we're going to try and walk round the hill. So we're doing a shortcut. As we fast approach the footbridge, it's pretty muggy and mucky here. Seems to be a mountain bike trail as well. A lot of tyre tracks. So we've made it to the top of this hill and we've got the Lochan right below us. It's absolutely beautiful. And as you can see, the mountaineer's bothy. We got a wee river that runs up to a wee waterfall. And then we've got the snow-capped mountains. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. Well worth the wee hike. Right, let's get set up for a photo. So we've come up to the top of this hill. And what we were just saying is, it's great because we can start from a high point and then move down and get lower around because loads of reeds and grasses round about the Lochan. And there's a couple of big rocks in front of us as well. So as we move gradually down towards the loch, there's a few big rocks here that could be quite nice foreground interest. And then what I might do when I'm up here is, I've got the white cottage, which is the mountaineer's bothy. You've got the river flowing up to the waterfall and we've got a full vista. I'm actually going to take 2 shots and I'll get a wider panoramic. And then what I'll do is, I'm going to put the zoom lens on and then I'll take a shot with the zoom lens and then I'll get tighter in to the bothy and the falls for this elevation. So when I'm finished, I'll share these images with you now. Further down to the rocks, to this big rock here, and as you can see we've got, using this rock as kind of a bit of foreground interest, we've got the beautiful Lochan with all the reeds sticking through, and then the sun's just come out again and hit the bothy, and then we've got the river up to the waterfall. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to take these images here. I might move a wee bit to the left because there's a couple of other rocks there. See if we can incorporate it into the compositions. And when I'm finished, I'll share these images with you. So I've come on the water's edge, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build in this kind of croppy land. But as you can see, this piece here is overlapping with those reeds. So what I'm trying to do is move left a bit, and if I keep walking left, what I'm looking for is that kind of separation where I can see through it. Right, I'm going to have to walk into the water, and I'm still looking. There we go. So what we've got here is separation between the land, the reeds. We've got a beautiful reflection of the boat shed, and then we've got these reeds in front of us. So I'm going to walk back a little bit. About here, I'm just conscious that Willie was being attacked by the midges, so I'm going to set up. I'm going to take these images. And when I've finished, I'm going to share these images with you now. So I've come closer to the bothy, and as you'll see I've come round, we've got a wee bit of sun now, so Gary's up there, Willie and John's standing up at the gate, obviously using the path as a leading line on the way down. But the way that the sun has just lit up the scene, it's absolutely beautiful. And just a second ago there was like a bandy rainbow just above that hill on the face of that mountain there. It was really, really nice. I did take a photo, so I'm hoping I caught it. But what I'm trying to do now is get a composition where I've got the kind of boathouse face on. I'm going to be really careful because the highlights, because the sun's directly hitting it and it's white, it could burn out quite quickly. So I might have to take a couple of different exposures, one really, really dark and one normal, just so that I can get the detail in the hut. And then what I'll also do is a 3-image panoramic shot, and I'll stitch that together. I'm going to do it as a landscape format so that we've got a kind of wide letterbox, and that could be quite nice. So when they're finished, I'll share these images with you now. So Gary and Willie are walking round the edge of the river there. We've got John over here, kind of lost the light a wee bit. I've put the 70 to 200 lens on because I'm trying to get a shot of the waterfall which is over there. So I'm going to do a couple of compositions. I'm going to do a wide shot with a 70mm. I'm going to zoom in to 200mm. So when these images are finished, I'll share these images with you now. So we've come down to lower Diabaig. This is the small harbour where the movie Loch Ness was filmed. And this is the old shipwreck on the beach. So I've been round taking a number of shots, and any of those images I take, I'll share them with you now. Right, well, we've had a brilliant weekend.
Talk for yourself.
Thanks so much to Kenny for organising it for us. We've had a wonderful mixed 3 days, with weather and locations and stuff. And dodgy photos. So here's hoping we can make a video out of this. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do, because you know it's free. And if you press the bell notification, that'll let you know the next time I post a video. So thanks very much to everyone.
Yay!
And here's to the next video.